designer jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most ridiculous and or overdramatic one-hit wonders from the 90s. They might be cheesy, but that doesn't make them bad.
A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man.
Number 30, The Impression That I Get, The Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Have you ever been close to tragedy or been close to folks you have?
During a period of ska fever, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones took a brief detour into the mainstream. Their hit The Impression That I Get doesn't skimp on all the joys of the genre either, or the gimmicks. You get loads of thumping bass and a hopping horn section, with the band unafraid of their sometimes cheesy sound.
I'm not a coward, I've just never been tested. I'd like to think that if I was, I would pass.
Their endearing lyrics nonetheless send you on a journey about empathy and support. With the inner message sneaking up on you, the song helps to boost your mood. It's also a good excuse to get up and dance regardless of your opinions about the music.
Because I'm sure it isn't good. That's the impression that I get.
Number 29, Breakfast at Tiffanys, Deep Blue Something.
You'll say the world has come between us.
Testing people's love for Truman Capote adaptations, Deep Blue Something takes a bold step into 1990s rock history. Breakfast at Tiffanys is less about the movie and more about relationships. The Effect is a catchy and somewhat sappy love story with a few surprises.
So what now? It's plain to see we're over.
Using some conversational lyrics, the track guides listeners through a whirlwind of melodramatic romance. It's a reference that might be lost on younger fans, but that doesn't mean it's not a bubbly single. The band presents the juiciest elements of a rom-com, with audiences left to embrace the music at their own risk.
And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffanys?
Number 28, Nothing My Love Can't Fix, Joey Lawrence.
What can I do to take your tears away?
While he's best known for acting in projects like Blossom, Joey Lawrence also tries out the occasional song. His most notable hit is the bubbly and overly optimistic Nothing My Love Can't Fix. Right from the jump, you'll hear all the trademark sounds of the cheesier pop numbers from that time.
Why is my baby blue?
Lawrence tries to play the heartthrob, promising his partner that his love will wash away all of their worries. It's all whipped up like cotton candy with about the same amount of nutritional value. Cracking the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, the hit reminded people that the pop gimmicks worked well. He wasn't able to find that musical success again, and largely focused on acting going forward.
There's nothing my love can't fix for you, baby.
Number 27, I Wish, Skilo.
I wish I was like 6'9" so I can get with Leoshi, cause she don't know me, but yo, she's really fine.
While this track might qualify as cheesy, it's also a relatable song for many people. We can't all be the tallest, fastest, or best-looking person. This makes Skilo's single I Wish both fun and relatable. It came at a time when many iconic rappers were taking over, with many listeners going for Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur instead.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her.
The less confrontational style might be more old school, but there's nothing wrong with some vintage sounds to get you moving. With an underdog quality to him, the performer presents an honest portrayal of his shortcomings. It's maybe too sincere for its own good, but that's what we all need sometimes.
I wish I had a brand new car. So far, I got this hatchback, and everywhere I go, yo, I get laughed at.
Number 26, Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison. This British singer struck gold with a very personal sequel single. The title track of the album Return of the Mac is an R&B ballad about a bad breakup. It's a soulful confession from the troubled Mark Morrison, even if the story is a bit overdramatic. But you don't need to even pay attention to the lyrics to love the song. Over the top of a cool production, Morrison takes center stage with compelling vocals. For all its own shortcomings, Morrison's signature tune is a cool song with a funky beat, continuing to entertain listeners for several decades. Number 25, Good Vibrations, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch featuring Lolita Holloway.
Yeah. You feel it, baby? I can too.
Before he switched to movies, Mark Wahlberg was a musician working with this aptly named group. Good Vibrations is a bombastic party trick, but it never lets up. With Marky Mark's attitude, this single soars into early 1990s glory. You might feel the sweet sensations yourself as this high-energy production flies off the handle. While the Funky Bunch might not have reached these heights again, they did create a time capsule for the big sounds of the era. This and their debut album, Music for the People, made a splash on the charts, but the group only put out one more record before breaking up.
Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Feel the vibration.
Number 24, In the Meantime, Spacehog.
In the end, we shall achieve in time the thing they call divine.
Fans of 70s glam rock might dig this track from Spacehog, but they're no David Bowie. In the Meantime still features some engaging sounds, a sweet hook, and the high-intensity voice of Royston Langdon. His soaring high notes will have you wishing you could sing half as well as him. Throwback tune, the rockers set a course for extraplanetary expeditions of rock self-indulgence. The band channels the catalog of the finest glam artists, making you wish they had more hits to match this one. This one-hit wonder status and general camp don't make the highlights of this piece any less awesome. Number 23, Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus. During his first wave of popularity, Billy Ray Cyrus took the world by storm with Achy Breaky Heart. It's one of those tracks that ends up being devilishly catchy. Even if you don't like this kind of pop influence in country music, you have to admit that Cyrus has all the elements of a big hit.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think it understand.
Fans seem to eat up the goofy lyrics and the memorable melodies. The critics, not so much. But sometimes, all you need is a love story and a fun hook to catch the listeners. Cyrus brings together fans of multiple genres, taking them on an adventure that ruled the early 1990s.
And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, he might blow up and kill this man.
Number 22, Summer Girls, LFO.
Hip-hop marmalade, spick and span. Met you one summer and it all began.
Maybe it's not the most poetic song ever written, but this late 90s single feels like a perfect glimpse into the decade's peaks and valleys. It almost sounds like a few frat boys wandered into a studio and free associated some strange lyrics.
Like the color purple macaroni and cheese. Ruby red slippers in a bunch of trees.
We're not sure if LFO should be rapping at all, to be honest, but that gives the track another entertaining wrinkle. The hook gets stuck in your head whether or not you agree with their questionable food opinions. It's a colorful mix of that boy band flair and a laid-back flow that adds to the summer vibe.
I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I take her if I had one wish.
Number 21, Wiggle It, Two in a Room.
As it grooves, your body moves, your body starts to get the feeling. And
Starting in the late 80s, this hip-hop group didn't hit it big until the start of the next decade. Their single Wiggle It is part of the hip house genre that blends rap and dance music. You can see why this mixture excited audiences back in the day, featuring a bouncy rhythm that'll get you moving.
wiggle it just a little bit. I wanna see you wiggle it just a little bit.
It sounds dated by today's standards with a hokey chorus, but all that adds to the charm. The song reached number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped the US Dance Club Play chart. Two in a Room was unable to capture that same success again, calling it quits in the mid-1990s. Number 20, Whoop There It Is, Tag Team. There are countless 90s hip-hop songs examining complex topics like socioeconomic struggles and relationship difficulties. Then there's this song, which is pretty much just about being the best at having a good time.
Tag team back again. Check it to record, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise.
Whoop There It Is by Atlanta duo Tag Team is a classic of Miami bass, but it's far more family-friendly than your average Two Live Crew song. Even nearly 30 years later, we cannot resist the thick rhythms of this song, nor screaming the hook at the top of our lungs.
There it is, let me hear you say. Whoop.
Whoop, there it is, and we hope it never goes away. Number 19, Mbop Hansen. Okay, so maybe it was kind of annoying when it was on the radio seemingly every hour of every day, but many years later, Mbop still holds up amazingly well. Band of Brothers Hansen's pop rock classic went #1 in multiple countries, no doubt helped by a chorus that's catchy no matter what language you speak. However, despite the song's sunny demeanor, the lyrics are actually pretty deep if you pay attention. Isaac, Taylor, and Zach sing about how important it is to cherish our relationships. They might have been young, but these brothers were definitely wise. Number 18, Sex and Candy, Marcy Playground.
Hanging round downtown by myself, and I had so much time.
After the grunge explosion of the early 90s came the dawn of post-grunge, bands that emulated Nirvana and Pearl Jam, but who tended to lean in a more melodic direction. While Sex and Candy is no Smells Like Teen Spirit, it still stands as a 90s alt-rock classic.
And I was thinking about myself, and then there she was.
Sure, it might be hard to take a song called Sex and Candy seriously, but Minneapolis's Marcy Playground keeps things chill.
I smell sex and candy here.
Lead singer John Wozniak sounds like Kurt Cobain without quite as much angst. And every strum of the guitar and hit of the drums feels cleansing. This song, it surely is a dream.
Devious stares in my direction. Mama, this surely is a dream. Yeah.
Number 17, Rico Suave, Gerardo. You can probably name a dozen rappers each from New York, Los Angeles, or Atlanta. But how many do you know of that are from Ecuador? Gerardo helped bring Latin hip-hop to prominence with this jam about a man who's not shy about his success with the ladies. Although he might be bragging, he's so charismatic about it we don't mind. Gerardo became so associated with this song, we sometimes forget his stage name isn't actually Rico Suave.
Rico.
Latin rappers have done some amazing things over the decades, and Gerardo deserves our respect for helping bring more diversity to the genre. Number 16, Jump, Crisscross. There are two things we will forever remember Crisscross for: their fondness for backwards clothes and their chart-topping hit Jump. Despite both being 13 when the single dropped, rappers Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac were not kidding around. And neither was Jermaine Dupri, who provided the song's hard-hitting but still danceable beat. Sampling classic artists like the Jackson 5 and James Brown, Jump kept things fresh even by looking to the past. And while it might be old school, it's still as enjoyable now as it was then. If there's any song that demands you get moving, it's Jump. Number 15, One of Us, Joan Osborne. Usually, songs about God are heard in church, not on Top 40 radio. But American singer Joan Osborne brought the charts to the light with One of Us. In this top 5 hit, Osborne speculates about a world in which God was indistinguishable from any average mortal.
If God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face?
Some might take offense to God being likened to a slob like One of Us, and the message is completely unsubtle. But this song still gave us something to think about, which we can't say for all the songs on this list.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us.
Heaven help us, we still love this song. Number 14, Informer, Snow. We got snow in August. That was the month Canadian reggae artist Snow dropped Informer, a hit bigger than his glasses in the song's video. Mixing reggae and hip-hop, Informer is a song decrying snitches.
So they put me in the back the car at the station. From that point on, I reached my destination.
But we had to hear it a few dozen times before we could start to parse what Snow was saying. Despite the song's party-ready and fairly ridiculous sound, it actually has some pretty serious origins.
Informer, you know, say that I'm a snowman, I go blame. I
Snow wrote the song while incarcerated, before he had any kind of musical career. Who knew A Licky Boom Boom Down had such personal meaning? Number 13, Mr. Vain, Culture Beat. If you attended a dance party in the 90s, the question wasn't if they would play Mr. Vain, but when. This hit from German group Culture Beat had everything for a house anthem. A steady kick drum pulse, an energetic synth melody, and gorgeous vocals, courtesy of vocalist Tanya Evans. And if things weren't already poppin', member Jay Supreme comes through with a great rap verse. Mr. Vain has no time to slow down, throwing everything at you at once and then some. Even if we're not at the club, we feel obligated to dance whenever it's on. Number 12, Steal My Sunshine, Len. There are plenty of reasons to look forward to summer, including an excuse to listen to Steal My Sunshine.
I was lying on the grass of Sunday morning of last week.
While this hit from Canadian band Len is great any time of year, it's perfect for a hot day. With its sunny lyrics and beat, it's as infectious as a 90s song can get, especially with its sampling of Andrea True Connection's disco classic More, More, More. The vocal contrast between raspy Mark Costanzo and his sister Sharon's sweeter vocals is another highlight.
I know it's up for me. Making sure I'm not in too deep.
We're gonna put this song on LATER this week, or just right now. Number 11, Cotton Eye Joe, Rednecks. Need any further proof that the 90s was one of the weirdest decades of all time? Rednecks, a Swedish dance group, released a techno version of a pre-Civil War American folk song, and it became an international sensation. We wouldn't think to mix fiddles and banjos with pulsating club beats, but Rednecks' approach somehow proved irresistible, even if we might be embarrassed to admit it now.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where did this song come from? Clearly some very creative minds. Where did it go? If we're being honest, it'll probably always be a part of us.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Number 10, We Like to Party, the Vanga Boys. Another Eurodance group that took the world by storm, at least for a moment, was Vanga Boys. The Dutch group had a few hits to their name, but none permeated our collective consciousness quite like We Like to Party. Its pro-celebration message is timeless, but the most enduring aspect of this song is its over-the-top synth melody. You know the one. Trying to get this song out of your head is like trying to get sand out of your shoes after a day at the beach. The Vanga Bus was coming, and we just had to get on. Number 9, Blue Dabba Dee, Eiffel 65. Yo, listen up, here's the story about an Italian dance song that was everywhere in the late 90s. Blue is about a guy in a world where everything is blue, including himself.
Blew his house with the blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him.
That's not exactly what you would expect to be the subject of a club banger, but Eiffel 65's knack for catchy hooks and melodies made us all think blue, in a good way. The chorus might have been mostly nonsensical, but who says things need to make sense to be good? We do have to say that the music video still creeps us out a little, though. Number 8, What is Love? Hadaway. There are some questions that will likely never be answered, including the one at the center of this dance hit by Hadaway.
What is love?
It's not clear if Hadaway is actually asking what love is or if he's just speaking rhetorically. But what is clear is how this song became such a big hit, with its thick grooves, classic hook, and backing vocals. Its music video, featuring Hathaway being pursued by a trio of women, including a vampire, is also classic. We don't know what love is, but we know we love this song.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Number 7. Tub Thumping, Chumbawamba. While English band Chumbawamba started out as a politically minded punk band, their biggest hit was more suited for dancing than moshing. In its own more accessible way, Tub Thumping can be seen as a political song. The lyrics are about standing up in the face of adversity, after all. And we are always in the mood to sing along to the chorus, especially if we've had a bad day. Chumbawamba's message resonated with many, as Tub Thumping topped the charts in multiple countries. This is a song that reminds us of both the good times and the better times. Number 6. Barbie Girl, Aqua.
Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Cant.
You wanna go for a ride?
Sure, Cant.
Jump in.
Many sweet childhood memories involve Barbie dolls, but this song from Danish pop group Aqua isn't quite so innocent. In Barbie Girl, member Lena Nystrom likens herself to the famous doll, with fellow member Renee Ziff as her Ken.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic. It's fantastic.
And what they talk about isn't exactly G-rated. Mattel sued label MCA Records for trademark violation and alleged negative effects on Barbie's image.
You can touch, you can play.
This case was thrown out, and Mattel later ended up making a music video with a new version of the song. Of course, certain lines like the one about hanky-panky were taken out.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Number 5. Mambo Number 5. A Little Bit Of, Lou Bega. If your name is Monica, Erica, or any of the other names mentioned in Mambo Number 5, we understand you might have mixed feelings about this song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride.
But in terms of delightful 90s cheese, Mambo Number 5 is a 10. Building off an instrumental from Cuban artist Damaso Perez Prado, first released in 1950, Mambo Number 5 is shamelessly corny and endlessly fun.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side.
Bega sounds like he's having the time of his life, even breaking out into laughter. We don't need to listen to this song often, but a little bit always does the trick.
You can't run, you can't hide. You and me gonna touch the sky.
Number 4. Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot. There have been plenty of popular songs about butts over the years, but none have proved quite as enduring as this classic from Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
Pretty much every part of this song is legendary by now, from its opening dialogue between two valley girls to the bass-boosted beat, to the song's iconic opening lines, as well as other lyrics.
So fellas, fellas, has your girlfriend got your butt? Hell tell her shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake that healthy butt.
And even though it's fairly raunchy, how can you not love a song that promotes body positivity the way this one does? Baby Got Back is still a classic, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Dial 1-900-MIX-A-LOT and kick them nasty thoughts. Baby got back.
Number 3. Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice. As embarrassing as it might be to admit now, Ice Ice Baby was how many of us were first introduced to hip-hop.
Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention.
But as cheesy as this song is, it's also a part of history, as it was the first hip-hop song to hit number 1 in the US. The under-pressure sampling beat is obviously iconic.
Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, baby.
But credit must also be given to Mr. Ice himself, who's so confident in his delivery, we can't help but like him. He might not have the cred of Tupac or Eminem, but for a minute, this self-described lyrical poet was our favorite rapper.
Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother. Ice, ice, baby, tickle.
Number 2, I'm Too Sexy, Right Said Fred. At first, I'm Too Sexy seems rather arrogant. After all, isn't it a song about a guy bragging about how physically attractive he is?
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
While technically that is true, the song is more about mocking vanity, especially in the fashion industry. It's also an absurdly fun song, with its groovy beat and deep vocals, which one reviewer likened to Elmer Fudd on steroids. I'm Too Sexy topped the charts in various countries.
I'm a model, you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk.
And its influence continues to this day. In 2021, Drake scored another #1 with the Right Said Fred sampling Way Too Sexy.
I'm too sexy for the trap. Too sexy for that cap. Too sexy for that jap. Yeah.
The 90s will always be with us. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Macarena, Bayside Boys Mix, Los del Rio. If you were around in the 90s, it might have seemed like Macarena and its accompanying dance came out of nowhere, but it actually took a few years for it to become a sensation. Latin pop duo Los del Rio first released the song in 1993.
When I dance, they call me Macarena, and the boys they say que soy buena.
Then in 1995, the Bayside Boys remixed the song, making it both more danceable and bilingual with the addition of English lyrics. A year later, it became the hit we all know and, yes, love.
I am not trying to seduce you.
Topping the US charts for 14 consecutive weeks, Macarena was a song you couldn't avoid unless you lived in a cave in Antarctica. And even then it wasn't guaranteed. But we love it and the dance all the same. Hooray, Macarena! Did we forget another wacky one-hit wonder from the 1990s? Let us know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.